This is March 1st, 2023. Still going on. I just uploaded that other video. I went to FedEx today to mail out another paperwork of everything going on. Okay? Hoping to get somebody to help. I was talking to the guy that did the print-offs, and I told him about my house manager's niece getting taken. He said, he said, I always worry about my daughter. They've had trouble in Alliance, too. We didn't have trouble here until 18. This was considered a basically somewhat safe place. You may have trouble with, you might get mugged if you're out at night, somebody steal your purse. You mostly, if there was any kind of shooting, it was bad drug dealers, bad drug shipment, or bad drug transaction. It was between them. People were moderately, you had to have common sense, but it was pretty safe. People didn't get taken. It just, that agent brought hell here. The big human trafficking scam that's going across our nation. See, and then this whole thing is nuts. It's nuts. And, I went to Walmart afterwards, and some people came in, and where that agent that called me back, that bullied me into a false statement, that made me beg for my life, and then opened that account, enlisted me informant, then bullied me again. And it's him and retired Judge P, some kind of family member from the Ravenna courthouse, in it with these human traffickers. Yeah, like the one guy I talked to, he went to a drug dealer and he said that agent was actually in debt to these drug dealers. And that's why he used my case as a scam, to pay him back in order drug shipments. But what's worse is they're using it as a front to human traffic people out of this area. They've got my house manager's niece, another girl where they're selling videos of the case. They show up and they're basically they're showing up to their own murder. They're picking out who they want then. Some lady walked in and said they need to shut that account down. And then some other lady, the gall of her, I'm over by the nail aisle. She's like, they said that I could monitor because she had a severe brain injury. She said, and then she started like speaking in another language, and she's talking to him, and she's like, I didn't know about the different things they were stealing people from the case and and saying stuff. She's saying stuff by the hair salon. She doesn't have a right to monitor me. They bashed me in the back of the head. You get me medical help. You don't use me as a guinea pig. I didn't give you permission. You hear me? It's like they have used every scenario, every slime, every blood-sucking leech there is that thinks they can make a dime or get a free something off of this case to come in and steal from it. And they don't care. They sell kids, women into human slavery. They don't care what they do to people. And see, I called the FBI hotline. I actually called them around September 23rd, 18. I called them. We'll have an agent call you back. Okay? And I told you that I couldn't get out of bed for a few days. And where I couldn't get out of bed, they were date rape drugging me. And then on the fourth day, I made myself get up. Or third day, made myself get up. Mowed the lawn, tried to get enough air in my face. And then called Sarah, where her and her manager, her old manager, and her coworker all knew of Katie Brothers leaving threats in the mall in my life, and that their church was one trying to kill me. Okay. Sorry. I watch people. And where I couldn't get out of bed, and then, you know, I've already told you how I called Sarah and got enough air in my face, called Sarah. She'd witnessed for me, bought a card, went out, dropped it off at the mall, and then went up to Pamers, and that agent's up there telling, verified by an officer, that he told on me the night before I called him back. And then the next day, him pulling me into a false statement under a threat of arrest, and then made me plead for my life, and then listed me an informant, and then bullied me again if I told anybody. I can't do that, and he goes to jail. The only thing legally did was list me an informant. Other people in law enforcement actually giggled. The police know they could never go along with any of that. You can't talk to you like that, and you can't. They can't go along with it. No coerced confession is admissible. You are considered presumed innocent until found guilty in a court of law. They lied to people. I had charges for where they kicked in my door within the first few days. They photoshopped shower scenes, I guess, and stocking tapes, and where I woke up with bruises everywhere and a cut on my legs, and they were date rape drugging me and telling me to say weirdo stuff, and I never talked to anybody, so I'd be sleepwalking. That they had date rape drug confessions, like they could use that against me, and that just proves they victimized me. And these people, and they go to jail for it. And then they told people that they entered it in the court system, had a trial without me, found me guilty, and I've never been questioned. That's insane. That's not legal. And how could you be that stupid to fall for it? You are presumed innocent until you're found guilty in a court of law. I've never been questioned. There's no Miranda rights. I've never been found guilty. The whole thing's a scam. It's a smoke screen for them to get away with it. See, that agent opened that case so he could steal it. They used this as a front, then told people I had charges, have them show up to follow me around, then they're picking out which ones they want, they're grabbing them, and they're human trafficking. Everything's a scam. Even Michelle was a scam. Because if you listen how Dixie talks about her, that she knew Michelle, she knew Judge P, and I was talking to her about the agent being her dad and stuff, and said, you know, I couldn't figure out why people like this would help out for Dave just to be able to go out with somebody else. Why would they even care? And see, it's not him go out with Michelle, him go out with somebody else. See what I mean? The whole thing is a facade. It's a smokescreen. He's the stupidest man walking. He could have been nice as pie, told Dave to make up to me, stole the money out after he opened the case. He never had to do any of this. They just had to scare me into calling them. Where Dave actually tried to have me killed before wanting Katie. Where the attempt to break in, knowing where the security system was, following around, linked back to that church, attempted a carjacking, he took off, and then the attempt at kidnapping. See, the drug traders are in it with the people that were hurting me, and if they actually pull that case, they actually got them dead to rights, and they're the Florida drug traders and the Kingsman group from Texas. I actually called the FBI. That agent, I lived in Portage County, where I called the hotline. Akron office, the Summit County is over Portage, not an FBI task force, Canton courthouse. Agent should have never, ever picked up my case. He wasn't even his jurisdiction. I couldn't figure out why they even called me. I lived in Portage County. See what I mean? He didn't even have right over where I was. That's where this whole thing, where February 25th, 22, McDonald's on Whipple in the morning. Some of my old neighbors down the street from 4490 John Thomas, Road in Ravenna, where I lived. One of the neighbors, a couple houses down, yeah, I see somebody, but you really don't know. There was an older white guy with a white hair, and his vehicle was outside McDonald's. I see him. I thought, I'm not afraid of you. What, are you going to say something mean? So I go in, and he's like, I'm tired of this. And da-da-da. He said, her husband showed up at a store, told everyone he didn't want her anymore, and asked everybody in that store to help get rid of her. And they all agreed, and it's been the people in the store that day. Retired Judge Pete, Michelle, the Alec, the Bill, and the agent out of the area. It was Memorial Day weekend 2018. It was that week. See what I mean? They agreed to help kill me. I was up there visiting. So on the 6th day, my door got kicked in. And then all of a sudden I'm getting bruises, almost passing out. And they were breaking the Photoshop shower scenes and they've even laughed at people. November 18th, 22, Walmart 62, 2 to 6 p.m. Eric, all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turn on and they actually fell for it. Jackass. If it was just you, I could even take your high nose that bad and they still fell for it. November 24th, 22, Mercy Medical. The nurse taking care of me to the lady cannon officer walking around. We all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for all this. Nobody should say a word to her again. Well, the agent that played her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. I found out those men even ran experiments on her, and they need to realize how not funny this is. No one's ever said anything really bad about her before. It's actually that bad, and nobody better be mean to her again, and she better not have permanent damage from this. I have a dent in the skull, honey. I have a damaged rib cage and damaged intestines. Somebody like me needs to be in like a safe house and a therapy dog. That's why they put me in the witness protection program. And that ass of an agent being mean to me and then stealing it so you pay these drug traders off. That's where the guy that I talked to online. I know somebody who knows somebody who deals drugs. I asked them if they knew what happened to you. And they said yes. That they all knew that you didn't know that agent owed those drug dealers money. And they came up here and they were willing to hurt you in front of people until he got enough money to pay him back. And then he said they stole $300,000 from the case. I said yes. And he said, well, that's what a sweet spot is, 100 to 300,000 for the case, for the drug shipment. It was a whole new drug shipment. I didn't tell him they sold videos of the case and actually sold the case for $25 a pop and made millions. And when I did tell him, he's like, you're kidding. That he said they showed people what they did to you. I said, yeah, they sold videos of it. They have been that arrogant. They look at it and say, so? They don't care who they do it to in front of. And it's like, so? They think they are so far above the law that no one can stop them. People have been screaming, picketing, everything. He told me, I even have a friend on the police department. I went to them. They knew about your case. They said that they knew about the Texas people being involved. I said the Kingsman group, the big 300-pound man, long hair, calling me a dumbass, idiot, and saying that they work for that agent that called me back. He's like, yeah, them. And he said, and then he's telling me how they found 35 women tied up in a train car. They found dead bodies. See what I mean? They actually worked the case, and they said they're not releasing all the information because they're trying to grab these people. That's where the local police is like, where the hell are you? See, they could subpoena, ones that don't have it could subpoena the FBI for that case. And they have, just like the Amish man with the beards, they have them dead to rights, hurting me. Bad people from Florida and Texas in that human trafficking group. And they can get them. And they sit back letting these people terrorize me day and night. And they think it's funny. And every month I'm alive, like today's the 1st of March, they got my witness protection program money. They got my housing, my living expenses. And it's going in to paying for them to steal children and sell them across the United States. Just think if the agent would have done his job, all these people wouldn't have been taken. It's his damn fault for everything. Him and that judge. This is their fault. And these people doing this to me. And using me as a smokescreen and a scam. I had enough problems of my own with my husband trying to kill me for wanting somebody else. And how dare they use my case to hurt other people? They had no right. And someone needs to put them in jail.